So I received this invite in the mail to come to a discussion about critical race theory, or a presentation, I guess it was. Nothing's happening here in North Dakota.
Yeah, I am recording you.
She's gonna put it on Facebook.
Yeah, because you went and booed Gabby Gifford. It's really,
I'd do it again.
well, you're a jerk.
Just have
You're a
fun.
jerk.
Go ruin somebody else's day.
Oh, I ruined somebody's day by
you
asking
ruin plenty of
questions.
people's days. I think you thrive on it. You and
Well, I have every right to be at this meeting as
Yep.
anybody else.
Good for you.
It's true.
Absolutely.
And I ask questions, you know.
Teaching my child how to think, he can think for himself. You teach my child the fact, and then he can decide what should or should not have happened.
But how can you teach anybody how to think if they're not already
What you don't want to teach
acceptable?
them is, if you're a white guy, you don't want to teach the minorities that the only reason you are here and in this country is based on economic gains of a white guy. That is what they're trying to teach you, is that every positive gain made by any minority, any positive, it's overshadowed by the fact that they were brought here for a reason. And they want to teach your kids that it's the reason they are here is for slavery. African Americans were not only brought here for slavery, so many more things. But that's the kind of idea. They want to teach you that because you're an African American, you are always going to be oppressed by the people of white color.
Right.
You don't
And
want to
because
teach
you're-
that.
So what?
Because
You don't
you're a
So you
Native
believe
American.
that the majority of African Americans weren't brought here because to be a slave?
Were you
Well, no.
brought? They were
Do you
here
know
before
any-
us.
Do you know any African American that was brought here for a slave personally? Do you
Not
know any?
now,
No,
but I know that
exactly.
it's just two
Now-
generations
Correct.
removed.
Correct. But
And
the
I know
sole
that
purpose, the
impacts
sole
that.
purpose,
Yeah,
they
I
were
know
not
that
brought over
impacts
here
your
for that
life.
reason. I know, but for that purpose, you cannot honestly say that they were brought over here for only the
Yes,
purpose.
they
Well,
were.
then you need
No,
to
they
go
weren't.
back to your history
You need-
and you
yeah,
need to
you need
study.
to get out your history
I'm
book.
sorry.
Well-
you need to start way back, and that would make this seem a little bit more
You
understanding.
mean you don't think that black people were brought here to be slaves?
100%. But the sole purpose of an African American was not to be a slave. The
Why
sole
aren't
purpose.
the Irish people then? Why aren't they the ones that are having
I'm
to do?
Irish.
You know what? Irish were the first slaves.
The indentured servitude.
Except a lot of them never got unindentured. They got held. They got held. And if you go back and you read accurate history, you start digging into David Barton.
Yeah, but
I dare
that-
you.
It
Dig into
is
David
not
Barton.
even that. It's not the masses like the slave trade was. It wasn't. They weren't brought in shackles and naked in a ship and stacked one on the other. I mean, if you look at history, you look at the slave
How were
trades.
the Irish people brought over here?
They were brought over with families that had indentured them, just like a housekeeper.
Right.
They weren't brought in nude and put in stacked on one on the other in a ship.
Watch less movies and read more.